testing out our first glue, we've got our PVC glue, and for using this you actually need two different things. You need a primer as well as the cement. Now what the primer does, it kind of melts the inside of the pipes, getting them ready for the glue, and then it melds and fuses it together to create that watertight fitting, watertight fusion together. And that is what we're going to do with this one. So it's a fairly easy process. Yours might come in a different color, it might come in a tin rather than this, but all you need to do, and it will come probably with an applicator, it is quite liquidy. And so all I'm going to do is put it on the inside there, on the inside of where I'm going to put that joint, just on the inside there. And I'm going to put it on the outside here. Okay, and leave that sitting up like that. And then I'm going to get my glue, and I'm going to put my glue, which is cement. It's actually called cement. I'm going to get my cement, and I'm going to put my cement on the inside there. And then I'm going to put my cement on the outside here. And then what you are going to want to do is push them together as hard as you can, and it's for about 30 seconds. Okay, so that one is done. And I'm going to sit that on there, and let's do the next one. Okay, so we've got those two there. Next part is going to be a bit trickier because we need to make sure that everything ends up square when we put it in. So again, we want to put our primer on the inside of our pipe, on both ends there on the inside, and over our rag. Okay, and then we also want to put this primer on there. And we want to put some on the other end. So you're just basically putting it on the outside of all the joints that are going to come in contact with each other. Now we want to put this on the inside here. And on the inside of that one. And then I want to put it on the outside here. And we want to put it on the outside here. Okay, so don't want it to go that way. We want to make sure that it's nice and square that way. And then put in the other one. And I'm just eyeballing it to make sure that it's nice and square, and pushing it all down and holding it down. So now that that's put together, it needs 5 minutes just to be left undisturbed, but it's not really going to be a secure fitting, what they call cured, for another 24 hours. So I'm going to put that one to the side and go and do the rest of that bar. There is one joint that I am not going to glue together on this particular bar, and that is this one right here. And that is so I'm able to move both legs this way and store the bar, or take them off completely to store the bar. So I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of it now. One thing I know about using PVC pipe glue is that it is kind of messy, so make sure you do have something down. Even though I am in our garage, I don't want to get glue all over the garage floor. And remember to put some gloves on to protect your hands. I like to start by gluing the feet together first. And then I go onto the legs, making sure that I've secured all the fittings and joints of each leg. Okay, so basically a few moments ago, my daughter came in and then I got distracted by this beautiful sunset outside the windows over there. And I did not line these up properly. And it was 10 seconds into them being put together that I realized, and they just will not budge. So lucky for me, I have more pipe available, so I just cut off some more pipe to the measurements I needed and cleaned it down with the acetone as I did before. And now I am ready to put together another leg, and this time hopefully I won't be distracted and I'll get it nice and even and straight. Otherwise our two beams or bars won't go in correctly and it just won't work. Okay, so I'll quickly put together the bar to show you, because that's an okay one, why it is so important to have them all. And that's the good one. This was the bad one. All in line. So, okay, and up the top. Now it's going towards the back. So this one, if you can see there, is totally missing this. And if I turned it around to face this way, you could see that because this is not straight, it's totally missing the mark. I don't think I'd be able to even really try to force that in, and I'm not going to. So that is why I had to remake it. And so I re-glued that leg that I made a mistake on, making sure it was nice and straight this time. And then lastly, I went on to gluing in the actual beams that make up the bars. I did this side on so that I could really put some pressure on those fittings to make sure that the bars were glued in well. And there we go, our bar is all in there, and I'm going to leave that to cure and see what it's like after that. And because we've got all these little green bits in here, I am going to paint this bar, but I've already wiped it down with the acetone, so it's already prepared for that. So yeah, I wonder what colour we're going to paint it. It's the next morning. It's quite early on a Sunday morning actually, and I've gotten myself up because I'm so excited to see what the glue has done with all these bars. This is the double bar that we did, and you can see with all the green marks that I've used the Plumber's PVC pipe glue. Feeling on the outside, it's a bit rubbery. So to me, in a glue, that means that it probably has some movement and it will stay stuck together. And the way that I'm kind of testing whether these glues work is by putting a fair amount of pressure, especially down on these joints here where the legs are, making sure that that here doesn't start to crack or move. And so, quite unsurprisingly, the Plumber's PVC glue for pipes has done its job and has created a really strong and good bond. The disadvantages or the cons to using this glue was, one, it was a little bit messy. It got easier when I actually sat down on the floor rather than doing it at the table. I found for me that was easier. Number two, it has a really, really strong smell. After doing this bar, I had a really extra long bar to do as well as a couple of other pieces. And the smell did start getting to my head a little bit, even though I'm in the garage and I've got a door over on the other, couple of doors open in here. The smell is really quite strong. And the third thing is that you don't have much time once you've got the pieces set in to make any adjustments. And if you remember, I did get a little bit distracted when my daughter came in, and then I looked out the window and there was this beautiful sunset, which I'm so sorry I didn't capture for you. And it was like 10 seconds, and it was slightly off, and I couldn't pull those pieces apart.
And of course, it wasn't until after filming this video that I realized you could get PVC cement and primer in clear. So buy that, then you don't have to worry about the marks and painting your PVC pipe afterwards.
Thank you so much for watching the video today. I hope there was some helpful information in there. If you liked today's video, make sure you like the video, subscribe, head down into the comments, let me know your thoughts. If you know of a better way, if you've tried to make any of the bars that I've got on the channel, I'd love to hear from you. Okay, until next time, when we start painting the bars, see ya.